Dude, I really love the new Lucid Tempo merch.
Same.
Yeah, so for those that don't know and can't spot the difference, look at my hat. Yep, new Lucid Tempo merch.
Ooh, fancy.
So if you guys are interested, hit us up in the DMs at Lucid Tempo on Instagram, Twitter. If you guys are interested, we just got these in. So if you want to support, rep, you guys been with us since day one, or you guys are just coming in, you guys like what we're doing, rep, support, Lucid Tempo merch. Hit us up. We'll get that situated. I like your hat too, Hungryboy.
Thank you.
How you doing, bro?
Good.
Dude, let's talk about your set
How are
last
you?
night though, real quick. I'm doing good.
Good.
I want to say the majority of the people that were present last night for the show at the Hideaway for Low End, dude, everyone was saying they enjoyed your set, bro.
Nice.
Like everyone, I mean, even you were telling me before when we started recording, you were like,
Right.
everyone was telling you like, hey, when you playing next, bro? When you playing next?
Yeah.
Like people were literally trying to create an after party so you
Right.
could DJ type shit.
Yeah, I got invited to like 2 different after parties yesterday that I didn't want to go to because I was tired.
Cause like you already know what happens in like those kind of after parties. Like
exactly.
it's like 3-4 a.m. Like people show up.
Yeah.
There's like a DJ in the corner, just like experimenting with shit.
Yeah.
And then there's like people in the other corner just doing after party shit.
Right.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
And
Everybody's just talking over the top of each other, wasting each other's time.
Networking.
Yeah.
Yeah, networking.
And I'm just looking for the CDJs. Straight up.
And then when you find the CDJs, the CDJs are being occupied.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's doing some bullshit on
And-
the CDJs.
And there's a quarter on the mixer for somebody that's gonna play next, or I guess a USB. You know, like when you play pool.
yeah.
You put the quarter
Dude,
on. 'cause you're
imagine
playing next.
like at a venue, like there was open decks, but you put $1 in it for like 5 minutes.
That'd be tight.
Oh,
That's
shit.
lucrative.
Hey, mute that shit. They won't get
Yeah,
to see our fucking
take
idea.
that
Mute
back.
that shit.
You should just actually, instead of the contest, the DJ contest, you should do that next time for the first slot. You just pay
Open decks.
$1 for 5 minutes.
True.
Huh.
I mean, if you want to take a look at retrospect, they're doing open decks for
Yeah.
their first.
Hey, and that's what makes Retrospect unique compared to a lot of event companies is that they actually offer the first hour for open decks.
Yeah.
So if you're in the area, you're actually there at the venue for that hour, like you'll be able to experiment on the decks, and that's pretty good for especially people that don't know how to run CDJs.
Yeah.
I think that's a really great opportunity to learn. Because most of the times,
Right,
those
you don't get
hours,
to
no one's
touch
really
them.
present.
Yeah.
So there's not that pressure of like other people watching you, like doing those mistakes and like learning
Exactly.
the gear. So I think that's a really great way for newer people to that
That's a
don't
good
know the gear.
opportunity.
Yeah. So definitely, anyone that's tuned in on SoundCloud and YouTube, if you guys are just starting out DJing, don't really know the CDJ gear, I think that's a really great opportunity to go out there and learn the gear because that is expensive. Trust,
Yeah.
and just to rent it out, it's still expensive and.
It's better than going to Guitar Center and practicing.
I used to work at Guitar Center, bro. You know how many?
kicked out, dropping freaking rhythm.
Hey, dude, I remember I was working at Guitar Center, and there was a couple of nights where I had this DJ just come in, dude,
Mhm.
for an hour, bro. He was just chopping, bro.
Right.
Just chop, dude. I had to ask him
Killing
like
it.
3-4 times, like, hey, man, like,
You gotta turn it
you
down.
gotta turn it down, and like you gotta start playing some cleaner songs too, because like,
exactly. The transitions are shit.
like
man.
this is like a family-based music store. Like, I
Okay.
get it. You're headlining tonight at the hookah bar.
Right.
Like, hold up, like.
That's funny.
Hey, looky, all right, volume's cool, but just play some cleaner music. But you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in here on SoundCloud and on YouTube. This is a new episode of the Spotlight Podcast here at Lucid Tempo, where we talk about all the trending topics in dance music and showcase upcoming platforms, music, and artists. I'm feeling good, man. But let's get back into your set, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really glad that people came out, had a great time. And how'd you feel about before we get into quick hits, which is one of our segments that we start here at the Spotlight Podcast, I just wanted to get your perspective on like, how do you feel the community is in Riverside? Like, you coming out and like experimenting.
I love it.
Compared to like LA and LC scene?
I feel like it's new, but it was not new at the same time. Like, I feel like the scene was always there. It just was never tapped into. Because like I used to throw shows out here like before I moved out to Orange County, I would say like 6 or 7 years ago now, and like we did EDM shows, but that's like back when like Melbourne Bounce was
Oh,
like
yep.
hot, that and like Big Room and shit like that. So back when dubstep was bro step and there was no such thing as rhythm. Yeah, back in the old days.
The good old days.
But yeah, either way, kind of lost my train of thought there. But what were we talking about?
Right, we were just talking about like how are you like we're talking about like
Oh,
back
the
in day.
scene.
Yeah,
The scene.
yeah.
So yeah. So we threw shows out here, but I just feel like it was never as big as it could have been. And I think I've talked to you and Animal about this before, that like I'm glad that, because I left this area because there wasn't really like an EDM scene, or like the shows were just lackluster, or like, you know, it's just I like to compare it as to crabs in a barrel, where
Okay.
everybody's trying to get out of the barrel and like they'll sabotage you or whatever to like, you know, get the show and shit like that. So like it was cool when I moved to Orange County because it was like I was able to like do that whole thing with like White Rabbit and stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure we'll talk about that.
Oh
But,
yeah, I'm really excited for that.
what's it called? So to talk about the scene out here, I feel like it was always there, it was just never tapped into. And I'm glad that you guys are like still doing stuff because they need shows out here. Like it sucks for people to have to drive either to OC or to LA. When I was first joining the shows, I drove out to LA every Thursday, every Friday, every Saturday. I would go to the W by myself, drive all the way to LA every single
Oh my god.
weekend
Man.
by myself. Like, you know, if
And
you want to go,
where were you living?
I lived in Marina Valley.
Marina
I lived
Valley.
here,
Well,
yeah.
okay.
So like, yeah,
that
was,
I know the drive.
it was, I mean, but it was worth it, you know. And it was like,
was.
and at the time it was like I would try and get like a posse of people to go, but then, you know, like people fall off, and then I was just like, you know what, fuck it, like I'll just go by myself. And I just started going by myself, and then that's how I started meeting people like out there in the LA area, like how I like met promoters and shit like that. And then that's like, I think like reasons why I started doing shows out there too. So
Okay.
it's just like I feel like it's all tied in. Like if you want to, you know, go and get a show and like, you know, put yourself out there, like you just got to do it. Like that's like the easiest thing to do, is just to do it and go.
Yeah, and then throughout that journey, you know, you'll figure out like if you want to keep on like doing that, or you know, you take another path and all that
Yeah,
kinds of good
exactly. But don't like wait around for your friends to go for you to go. Like if you like it, then go and
Yeah.
be about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. I always get I always
like
hear a lot of
going
those
to shows
excuses.
by
Yeah.
myself though, because you don't have to worry about anybody else or like how anybody else is feeling or who wants to watch what. And I'm sorry, this might make me sound selfish, but I've just like appreciated being by myself at shows and stuff like that, because I can go when I want. I can go here. I don't have to worry about this friend or that friend or blah 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 blah. So like go by yourself to things. You might have like a different perspective on it, and then, you know, you might like it more. Or,
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because when you go with a group of friends, I feel like it's just like general good etiquette to just like be with your group. you feel me? And then
making sure everybody's taking care of each other,
Yeah,
and we're
for
all
sure.
having a good time,
And
and,
then
shit
when
like
you're-
that.
and
And
then
that's fun.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
don't get me wrong.
No, for sure.
But it's just cool to wander by yourself. And then, you know, because you can't do that when you're with a group of people, because then all of your friends are worried about you. Then you ruin their time because you're like out, you know, just freaking adventuring.
Right. That's why a lot of times when I go to festivals and shows, like when it comes to like shows like at a venue, I'll probably go with a group of friends. I don't mind.
Yeah.
3 to 4, like I can handle that.
Like a small group.
Yeah, but when it comes to festivals,
right.
I typically like to maybe just travel with like 2 people, and then
Mhm.
I'd rather just be like, hey, I'll just meet you
Right.
there. type
Yeah.
shit,
And then,
we'll link up.
you know, you meet up with the big crowd, and then you can branch off, and it's not that big of a deal. But I feel like the older I've gotten, like just the people that I hang out with, they understand more that they want to like, we don't all have to go watch the same people at the same time. It's like some people want to watch G Jones and some people want to watch Noizu. So it's like, and they're playing at the same time. So it's like, pick one. So, but Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I
my
like
friends,
it either way.
Yeah, I'm really glad that my friends are like that too, where they respect like if I'm in a big group and I tell them, like, hey, I'm gonna go see Keizo, or
Right.
I'm gonna go see Mr. Carmack. They'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, honestly, I don't really mess with those artists, but if
Right.
you want to go, like, handle, we'll meet
Yeah.
like an
And
hour
then
later.
sometimes people do go with you. They're like, I don't
Hey.
care. Like, let's fucking go. And then you show them somebody, and they're like, that's my new favorite artist.
Yeah, that's the best experience when you put your friend or just somebody
accidentally
onto new
put them
music.
on.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
sometimes they might not
exactly.
even be like, nah, I know I'm not gonna like it. And then when you take them,
And
you're like,
they're
oh fuck, like,
shit,
I love
just
this
blew
shit.
their mind. Yeah, exactly. I never thought that they could play this type of music this way. That's like the beauty of like going to shows and like seeing DJs play. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get or how they're gonna play it. You know, like you hope that they play it well, and most of the time they do it better. So it's like that's what's dope about it. Because I don't know, I'm just always impressed, and I'm like I can't watch DJs now without just like taking mental notes the entire time. I'm either like critiquing or I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? Or like, excuse my language, YouTube beep. But yeah, how'd they do that? And then now that I started producing, like it's even worse. Like I'm like, how'd they make that build up? And then I'm like, how do you mix this song that's like in the key of A into the key of C on a halftime down tempo moombahton transition? You know, I'm like, fuck, like, and I can't even, like, believe me, I appreciate the music, but it's like my brain's not letting me like just take it all in. It's just like trying to like calculate everything, like, you know, that meme with Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah,
like,
with the all the numbers. Yeah.
Exactly. That's me.
Once you start getting into
show.
DJing and music production,
Yeah,
like you attend these shows and these festivals like with a different mindset.
Yeah.
Like people,
You
regular
see it
consumers of the scene, they just go and like they're feeling
Right.
out the music. They're not in there. No, they're raging. You know, they're
Exactly.
headbanging, they're shuffling,
Right.
and they're having a good time with everybody around.
Exactly.
And when it comes to like, especially me, like a music producer, and then DJ, like,
and then
I go in there,
you
I'm
host
just
your
like,
own shows too. So there's you know everything behind the scenes. So it's like when you work at Disneyland, and then you go to Disneyland, you're like, oh, I know all of like the BS about like backstage, and like my friends are back there smoking cigarettes and telling the customers to fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just funny because like I even exposed my sister to like some of like backstage, and she's like, this is what it is. I'm like, yeah, it's literally a backstage. There's no friggin' carnival. There's no, you know, like happy things. It's like a bunch of old sweaty bald dudes and like audio equipment. I mean, the sweaty dudes are like managers and shit, but yeah, so it's like there's no like beautiful things, and the green room isn't green, and you can't smoke weed in there. They get really upset. So it's like, why even call it the green room? You know? I don't know.
hey, but some green rooms are actually green rooms.
Have you been to an actual green room where it was green?
No, but I've heard. It's a myth.
Huh.
It's like a myth and shit. But-
Well, it's probably used as a green screen, so it's like a black hole. You know, you go in there
okay.
and then you just disappear. You never come back out.
shit, I know. I said we're gonna get into quick hits, but since we're talking about green rooms real quick, I'm actually a little curious. What would you have in your green room?
In my green room?
Yeah, you're. No, let's paint a scenario. You fly out to Brooklyn or New York. You're playing the Madison.
Okay.
Sold that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Green room.
I need
They're
it.
asking you what you want. Like,
I
what
need-
would be on your rider?
I need a pizza.
Pizza. What kind of pizza?
You need some za.
Yeah, some za.
Some za.
I need like a double pep, extra large.
Oh,
And then
okay.
like cut like into the thinner slices, like, you know, like you cut it regular and
like-
then you
like
cut
white
it in
slices,
half
such
again.
shit.
like the
you know?
elementary school, like
Yeah.
like pizza day slices.
No, not the squares, but the really thin ones. Yeah, so
No,
everybody,
yeah, the thin
so
ones.
everybody can get one. You know,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna have a lot of people eating. You know,
You don't fuck with that deep dish.
I can't do too much cheese because it hurts my stomach.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why I do the double pep. So more grease. And it has to be those pepperonis that have a little cup, you know? So it has a little grease.
It's not
in the
flat.
cup.
Yeah, I've got the cup, and it's still got the grease, like the puddle grease, like on the pepperoni.
Exactly.
Like that Costco shit.
Right. So that pizza, I want that exact pizza in the green room. And then I want the best New York Sheba that you got, the best New York kush that you have, some
Alright,
just
okay.
stringy orange shit. You know, maybe some purple. I don't know.
Hey, you might have to go to Harlem for that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you got.
South Queens, Jamaica.
That, and then I want some Boone's Farm. That wine.
Boone's Farm. Okay.
That wine. It's like real OG. Like if you're like a OG hip hop head, you know what Boone's Farm is.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that would be good. Like I just want like a good meal before I go on, so I can feel like full and ready to go, you know, energized. And then obviously I would want all my friends there, because that's always fun.
That is fun.
Making sure.
And you're on your way there.
Yeah. But that would probably be a lot on my rider. I'm like, yeah, and then I also want you to fly my 15 friends out to my show. And
hey, bro, you sold out the Madison. You sold out the Madison.
That's true. You got a point.
It's true.
They could probably make that shit happen.
Yeah.
Hey, 15? I thought you was gonna say 100. I bet 15 is cool.
How big is this green room?
Well, we got several.
It's a green hall.
The green hall. Yeah.
Green arena.
All right, I'm with it.
All right, here we go. All right, you ready for quick hits, brother?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so this is just a series of questions that I'm gonna ask you. Fairly relatable questions that you would know right off the bat, and we're gonna time you as well. So,
nice.
You know, like I said, pretty easy questions. Most of these questions you'll know like right off the bat. So, welcome to Quick Hits, everybody here at Lucid Temple, YouTube, SoundCloud. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave us a like on the video, and like I said before, we have Lucid Temple merch. Look at my hat. We got them in. So send us a message, send us a DM, email us. Just get in contact with us, and we'll work some shit out. All right, Hungryboy, you ready?
Yes.
All right, brother. Here we go. First question. What's your social media handle?
Not Hungryboy.
Favorite DJ software?
Serato.
Age you started at?
20.
Favorite genre of dance music?
EDM.
Oh, wait. All right, specific. I was like, wait.
I don't know, man. I like it all. I can't pick one. Sorry. I like it all. EDM.
All right.
Let's go.
Favorite streaming platform? Music streaming platform.
I guess Spotify, but I gotta pay for that shit. I don't know. But now SoundCloud has ads too. I don't know. I don't like any of them.
I've been paying for SoundCloud, so I've not been.
I don't like any of them. Give me music for free.
Favorite BPM?
128.
128.
Yeah, it's
special skill.
The heartbeat. Special skill. I can DJ.
That's a really special skill. First festival.
TAO.
Okay.
Together as One. That was 2010.
We got an
David Guetta headlined. That was like when Sexy Bitch was out.
Woo! And that was a record, bro. And I remember I was in middle school, like listening
as
to that
soon
shit
as you
on
said
my
the
MP3.
words, the vocals started popping in my head.
Damn, she's a sexy bitch. Sexy.
All right, here's the cue right here. Boom. Yeah, you see?
Damn, girl.
Hey, but the Afrojack remix, though.
Yeah.
That's when I was. Hey, that was like one of the first EDM remixes I heard. I'm like, bro,
the best.
dude.
I saw
big
Afrojack
respect to
play.
Afrojack. I'm just gonna say, and he's still pushing
He
out
still
music.
plays, yeah.
Yeah, he's still pushing out music, bro.
He's very tall.
Yeah,
in
I
real
see.
life. Yeah, he's like 6'5", 6'7", or something like that. He's like the tallest man I've ever seen.
I seen him do a video with I believe it was Laidback Luke.
Mm-hmm. And Laidback Luke is like the shortest.
And like, well, yeah, bad example, but it was like he was like fucking tall.
Yeah,
it was fucking.
He's huge.
Why TAO?
Why TAO? It was just like my first rave that somebody invited me to. I was going to the Heist before that in LA, and then I was going to this other thing called Dance in Pomona. It was like electro, like when electro house and like disco was
matinee.
super big. Yeah, matinee.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know, yeah.
So I went to that stuff a lot, and with my friend Amy G, and she went on stage with me last night. I don't know if you saw her. She's like, I don't know. She's like the reason why I'm like into electronic music at all. Like she took me to my first electronic like night at I think it was like matinee or something like that, or Heist. And I was like standing in line, and I could hear Dead Mouse playing from the inside. It was ghosts and stuff. I like, you know, like when you're standing outside and you just hear like,
Yeah, you hear the low end just like rumbling.
I was like,
and
the
then-
fuck, like that shit's just crazy. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. And I got in and I just see like all these people, and shuffling was big back then. So at the whole entire dance floor, everybody's shuffling. There wasn't like a shuffle circle where like people moved out of the way and then there's like one person shuffling. It was like people like shuffled in tandem, like around each other and shit. I don't know. It was like different shit. But the music was different too. It was just like less aggressive. But yeah, she took me to that. And then like I started going to those things a lot. That's when I would drive out by myself to LA. And then one day my friend was like, oh, you want to go to like an actual like a big rave? I was like, because he knew that I was going to the clubs and shit like that. And so I just went with him. That's like when Four Locos were like they still had energy drink in them.
Oh, they had like an energy drink.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
I think I was like experimenting with those.
Yeah.
After because I remember it having like no energy
Yeah.
drink
So
in it.
when they
that's
first
fucking
came
wild,
out,
bro.
yeah, when they first came out, they had taurine in them. The stuff that's in
didn't
Monster.
didn't they pull the Four Locos from the shelves
Yeah.
and they had to like redistribute
And they had to
them?
redistribute them. Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
We but yeah, I bring that up because I remember that I was drinking. I drank 2 of those before I went into TAO, and I was like jacked. I was like super drunk.
Damn, bro.
Off like imagine drinking like 4 seltzers and then like 2 like energy drinks.
Oh,
I was just like hyped. Like super hyped and really drunk. Yeah, those things are gnarly. So, but yeah, I heard that people are having like really bad episodes on them and shit, just because you know you drink too much energy and you have like a panic attack and shit. But yeah, so yeah, TAO, Four Locos.
what is your dream festival?
Dream festival, like to play at or to
Let's go with that.
to?
Yeah, to play at.
To play at. Tomorrowland. That'd be cool.
Is that's in Belgium, right?
Yeah. I've never been, nor do I think I will ever go, but I just like the stage setup. Like I feel like they go really like all out for that. Like, and it changes every year. I always watch like the recaps of them. I like to watch Salvatore Ganacci. He plays there a lot. He's like the best, dude. He's so fun.
You seen the videos? You guys know that, yeah,
when
dude.
he's
He
like humps and shit.
bro, this fool literally like on his hands and like and his legs were like,
yeah, up in the air. I love that guy.
hey, entertainment
He's fun.
sells.
Yeah, exactly.
That's entertainment.
Right. It's
Hey,
like,
a lot of real DJs. Hey, a lot of DJs.
it doesn't
they
have
hate
to
it.
be so serious, man. Like he's like the like the anti DJ. You know, like the DJ look is like I'm too cool. Like I'm just gonna stand there and be like, and like barely move, and then he's like. Freaking hump in the air and shit.
He's playing shows on the constant every week,
I love
playing
that guy.
festivals, so it's working.
But
It's entertainment.
Yeah, Tomorrowland. That's
All right. I remember when I was 16, and I was looking up festivals I could enter because like my parents were very strict, so they were not letting me go out to shit.
Yeah.
Until I was 18, I was
Right.
like, fuck that. I'm gonna try to see if I could go to. A
Yeah,
show.
I didn't go to anything
For
until I was
16.
18.
Yeah, dude. My first rave was EDC. I had to wait
That's
because
awesome.
of the age.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, that shit was amazing.
But in Vegas, right?
yeah, I went to
Nice.
Vegas,
Yeah.
2014.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. That's when I first started hearing about Flashadamas.
Right.
Trap, that was the
Yeah.
trap era was starting.
Yeah,
to
it was
be
getting
like,
big.
yep.
Right.
So
I love that shit.
yeah, brother. So that's quick hits right there, bro. So,
I like it.
Yeah, that was the questionnaire. That was our segment.
Cool.
Let's get down to the details, bro. Like, how did you actually start getting into DJing? Like, did you go to TAO and like you're like, oh, I want to see how I could DJ or like get more like creative with this, or how did it all start?
It wasn't necessarily that. I think it was just like a culmination of things. I think that's the word. But just like a lot of things fell into place. So like I got into like the EDM stuff. At the same time I was like skateboarding, and I would go to these parties that my friends would throw, and this dude was DJing there. His name's Lights Off, Martin, the homie. and like I was like, oh, he's like playing like the same stuff that they play in the club. So like I would just like stand there and watch him, because like they would have parties like every weekend, and he would always be DJing. So I just stand there and I'd watch him, and I'm like, you know, just like impressed, because usually I'm staring up at the DJ that's up on the stage. I have no clue what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
I never looked at like any videos or anything like that, like to see what they were doing. So I just listened to the mixes, and that was it. Like I listened to this AC Slater mix for like, I would say like 2 or 3 years, like when I first started listening to electronic music, like in 2009, 2010. Like that shit's old, dude. Like that was like when he was still making dubstep. AC Slater used to make dubstep.
Damn, I don't recall. Wow.
Yeah. Look up fuck. What's it called? Yeah, just look up AC Slater dubstep.
Come out.
It should pop up. I'm trying to think of the name of the song. Either way. But yeah, that was like, I started listening to the mixes. Then I started watching Martin mix at the parties, and then one day he was like, you should come over to my garage. I do this every day. So then I went to his garage and I started mixing on Serato.
Well, what year was this?
Like 2009, 2010, somewhere
2010,
around there.
okay.
Yeah. It was like all pretty fast. I was super interested in it. It was like, because I skateboarded, like I was telling you, I was like, I skateboarded, but I wasn't like super good at it. And then this was like something that like I got really good at really fast. And I was just like, it obviously piqued my interest. So I just like went gung ho into it. And like, so then because Martin Lights Off then like, saw that I was like getting better when I was playing with him in his garage and stuff like that, he would let me take over, like, oh, I gotta go piss, and then I would play a couple songs or whatever. And then I think, you know, he would lie and say, oh, I gotta go piss, and then let me play like just to see like if I would fuck up or whatever, if I lost the dance floor or shit like that. It was just like house parties, so we were just playing hip-hop and stuff like that.
Okay.
So no EDM. But then when I would go to his house, we would play EDM. Like he would mix in some EDM songs, but people would always bitch about it, and they'd call it techno. Like, can you stop playing techno? Like I would play trap, like EDM trap shit, like Flosstradamus, and people would say, can you stop playing techno? I'm like, you have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. You uncultured swine.
Hey, to add on to that too, on our past episode, where we're at the lobby, Robert's talking to David about that, where that's around the same year that we started getting into DJing too, and we're doing house parties, and we're very passionate about dance music,
right? And
we would always try to figure out like ways to like
how to mix it in.
How to mix it in, and like
slyly,
and you know, most cases, especially like if it's like a house party where it's like all relied on like hip hop music, club music, ratchet music,
right,
twerk music, all that shit, and you try to slip in like some sort of electro house, a remix of some shit, like most times 80-90% of the times, like the crowd you would lose the crowd,
dude. They'll boo you. They'll straight up boo you. People, I've gotten in fights with people before because I didn't like play the type of music that they want. Like I had this guy cheap shot hit me, like he'd like swung over the decks and like donked me in the top of the head because I wouldn't play a song that he wanted me to play. That's why like I don't play parties like that anymore, where it's just like random people hitting me up and they're like, oh, can you play my party? Because that type of shit happens a lot. At that same party, him and his friend stole one of my speakers out of the back of my truck too, and I was by myself, so I was like, what was I gonna do? Like try and fucking fight all 4 of these guys, you know? But
nah, just pull the glizzy out real quick.
Yeah, right. Fucking shit. But yeah, that's why you always roll deep to shit. You always roll with the entourage, but also don't let people set up your equipment. That was something that I fucked up with too. One time, because I had turntables, I showed up to a party. Sometimes I would double book parties, and like I'd play at one and then it gets shut down, and I hit up my friend and be like, hey, I'm gonna come through and spin there. The party that I was playing got shut down, so showed up, and I had homies that were there already. They were drunk. They're like, let me help you. I was like, all right, sure. So they're helping me take all the shit out of my car, and they set up my table, right? And everything's up fine. It looks fine. I plug in, get the first song going, and I go to like lean to like scratch, and the whole table collapsed. They didn't lock in the legs. So the whole freaking setup fell and toppled on top of each other. One turntable went boom and slammed on top of the other turntable. I was done, dude. Like I could not play any music, and like I was like so distraught and like upset. I didn't say anything, and I just started packing everything up and going back to my car and putting it back in my car. I was like, I'm going home. And people were like, what are you doing? Like play the music. Like they were so
It's just they don't understand what
no
the fuck just
clue
happened.
what the hell happened. I was like, I can't. Like I was so upset. I was like, I can't. Everything just broke.
I would have been crying right there in front of everybody.
Dude, like I
everybody
was
would've
holding
saw
back
my
the
face.
tears because I was like, you know, it's so much money.
Bro, I definitely, especially
Turntables.
turntables, bro.
Oh my god!
And then the needles on the turntables,
the needles,
and
the
then
arms,
the slip mats,
dude.
everything.
Hey,
the
real
arm
quick.
was bent. I was like, fuck.
Let's educate everyone right now that are
Oh
just
my
getting into
God.
DJing and don't really know like the cost of needles, especially if you're just like starting on controller. Like
You have to
turntables, it's a lot of
buy
like.
them all the time anyway.
Man,
like if you're not buying new needles, then you're like, then you're slacking. And that sucks because you shouldn't have to buy new needles all the time. But literally, that's what it is. If you're not, then you're slacking because your needles deteriorate and you have to get new needles. Like I would say every 2 weeks. If you're playing a lot and you're, you know, practicing at home and scratching and shit like that. Sorry to take what you're saying, but yeah, that shit, it fucking, it definitely adds up to a lot of money.
Oh,
Because I think they're like what, $15 a piece for like cheapos. You get like $30 Shores, you know.
that's just for
$30
that's just for the
Shores.
cartridge.
Oh yeah,
The
just
cartridge.
the cartridge. But
Oh yeah, no,
needles
not
are
the
like
whole needle.
super expensive.
Yeah, no, just
like,
the cartridge.
Yeah,
That's what I was talking about. Like
Super
replacing
crazy.
the cartridge.
yeah.
Like that shit's annoying. But yeah, the whole thing, it's just, and then you gotta weight it, and then I don't know, it's like
Counterbalance
then you
it,
gotta
all that
clean it.
shit.
You gotta clean it after every freaking song because it took or picked up all that dust on the needle, and then it's like dragging and like I love it. Believe me, I'm like looking at it and I want to freaking touch it. But I'm just also like looking at all of the reasons why I'm so glad that I play off a record box and Pioneer system.